gentlemen, welcome to the Texas Academy of Mathematics and Science commencement ceremony for the class of 2023. Yes. Thank you for joining us here at the University of North Texas in this fabulous auditorium. I will ask at this time if you could silence all cell phones and other electronic devices out of respect for the ceremony. At this time, I will ask that you stand and remain standing during the procession and the national anthem.
You may be seated. Oh, good evening, and welcome to the TAMS class of 2023 graduation ceremony. I am Glenison de Oliveira, Dean of the Texas Academy of Mathematics and Science, and it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael McPherson, who is the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs at UNT, as he gives a welcome from the university.
Good evening. I am so glad to be here today to celebrate TAMS class of 2023. TAMS has been an important, in fact, an integral part of the university for some 36 years now. Because of TAMS, UNT leads Texas universities, and that's all public universities as well as all private universities, in lifetime Goldwater scholars. Of course, as you know, these awards are among the most prestigious awards in STEM fields anywhere at the undergraduate level. This year, students earned yet another Goldwater, bringing to 71 the total number of such distinctions garnered by UNT students over the years. Almost all of those TAMS students. We are delighted with the many achievements in this class in national and world competitions in physics, robotics, biology, and many, many other fields. But I should note that we do not see these as goals in and of themselves, but rather they are indicators of the quality of education that you have had here at UNT. In other words, I think you have been blessed with a wonderful opportunity to nurture and develop your many talents through TAMS. TAMS students most certainly add to our intellectual community, and I'm delighted to further observe the positive spirit and passion of TAMS students while participating in everyday life here at UNT. For example, I'm told that McConnell has a very strong presence in intramural competitions. You definitely, most certainly, put your heart and soul into all that you do. As driven as each of you is, we know that your success also depends on the support of friends, of family members, of classmates, faculty mentors, and advisors who have encouraged you and mentored you throughout your journey. Students, would you take a moment with me and thank all of those people now? We are honored that UNT has been a part of this journey of yours to success, and we're happy that some of you have decided to continue your education and the research that you have started here at UNT, taking advantage of studying at a Tier 1 research university that is already home to you. We wish success to each of you and hope you will remember TAMS and UNT as the place where it all began. We know that you will continue to blaze new trails and make the world around you a little better on the way. As you continue your pursuit of academic excellence and career achievements, remember that success is not just defined by what you do or by how much money you might make. Success is also importantly defined by how you choose to leave your mark on humanity. As Albert Einstein said, strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Congratulations to you all, and best wishes.
Thank you, Provost McPherson. After a busy and successful semester, in fact, after 2 years packed with accomplishments, we are elated to gather for this time of celebration today and to recognize this significant milestone in the lives of some excellent and very talented students. Welcome parents, faculty and staff, and the class of 2023 to the graduation ceremony. The program for tonight's ceremony is available online at tams.unt.edu/graduation, along with a link to live streaming of the event. So if your loved ones who are not here today don't have that link yet, you still have a chance to share that. At this time, I would like to introduce our platform party. So please signal with your hands to identify yourself. And you just met Provost McPherson. Then to his left is Professor Katie Huff, who's a TAMS alumna and our keynote speaker tonight. Presently, Dr. Huff is our country's Assistant Secretary for Nuclear Energy. Then we have Mr. Zachary Lee. All the students know Zachary, one of our TAMS students, and he is our student speaker today. Then we have Ms. Sharon Van, Associate Director of TAMS Admissions and Recruitment. Then Dr. Molly Atkinson, Dr. Bill Acree, and Professor Joshua Ibarra. To my right, I have Dr. James Dubin, Associate Dean for Research and National Scholarship. Then Kit Shattuck, Academic Advisor at TAMS. Ms. Sydney McKinnis, Senior Academic Counselor at TAMS. Ms. Francine Hazy, Academic Counselor at TAMS. And then Mr. Russ Stuckel, who is our Assistant Dean for Student Life. So now please welcome Dr. James Dubin to the podium.
It's my pleasure to introduce Zachary Lee. Zachary came to TAMS in 2021 and has concentrated within the field of mathematics on statistics, probability, and finance, all with an eye toward a career in risk quantification. He was team leader of the TAMS group that placed first in the category of mathematics in the Fort Worth Regional Science and Engineering Fair. He is also president of the TAMS AI Society, has served as director of events for the TAMS Public Speaking and Advocacy Club, and, reflecting a different side of his intelligence and talent, has played trombone for the TAMS Dull Roar Orchestra. It is my pleasure to call Mr. Zachary Lee to the podium.
Greetings. Before I start, I wish to recognize one very special guest. 谢谢给我的姥姥，她从加拿大来看我毕业。The translation for that is, thank you, grandmother, who came all the way from Canada to see me graduate. Two years, numerous club events, and hundreds of exams later, we have finally made it. Throughout the highs, the lows, and everything in between, we have pushed ourselves to our limits and discovered new strengths we did not know we had. We have grown socially, personally, and academically. Yet we did not do that entirely on our own, and thanks must be given to the many people who work behind the scenes to help us become who we are. First, we express appreciation to the dedicated RAs and PAs who have had the fortune, or perhaps the misfortune, of having had to live with us. From letting us rant to offering advice, they have been invaluable in helping us become who we are today. Thanks must also go to our UNT professors who have generously shared their knowledge in lectures and labs. Finally, thanks must go to the hundreds of parents sitting here today. Without their support and encouragement, all of this would not have been possible. I would also like to offer personal thanks to my peers with whom I've had the privilege of hosting various club activities. One that comes to mind occurred when I had the opportunity to host a TAMS TEDx event as part of our public speaking club. One thing I had to decide was the theme of that forum. Eventually, I settled on the contrast between the past and the future, since when compared to the past and present, the future is the only time we don't know anything about. The world of the future might exceed our wildest dreams. From this, I have realized how lucky we are to be here today. At UNT, we have encountered unique educational opportunities. TAMS has instilled in us a sense of curiosity, innovation, and creativity, and has equipped us with the essential skills and knowledge necessary to continue excelling in our chosen fields in order to make meaningful contributions to society. And never before has our world, and its future, more greatly depended on these talents. Indeed, rapid advances in science and technology, while promising incredible breakthroughs, also present significant ethical and social challenges that demand our action and attention. The rise of artificial intelligence, for example, presents opportunities for innovation and efficiency, but poses dilemmas related to bias, privacy, and the very future of humanity. And who knows what other challenges lurk just beyond the horizon. Yet, I believe, I know that we will be among those who address and make immense progress on these issues. That is because this class has among its ranks the leaders of tomorrow, from innovative scientists to future CEOs, and even our country's political leaders. The TAMS experience has prepared us to move in these directions. Even in the shadow of a global pandemic, we remain poised to fulfill these challenges. Those around us, faculty, research mentors, and administrators have had high expectations of us, and we have grown not only to meet, but to exceed these expectations. And I say with full confidence that we are not the same people who walked into McConnell 2 years ago. And this is in no small part due to the individualism of this admirable group of students. Indeed, I am reminded of a sentiment of Henry David Thoreau. Quote, "If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music which he hears, however measured or far away." End quote. You have excelled in part because you departed from the crowd and pursued new directions and approaches. And in a variety of fields, academic and not, you have done extraordinary things. If there's one thing I hope you'll take away from this speech, it's that challenges exist. There is no blinking at the fact that our generation will be faced with some of history's most pressing issues. And so, as our paths diverge and we go our separate ways, continue to be the leaders, innovators, and pioneers that you have already shown yourselves to be. On both local and global stages, challenges exist that TAMS and UNT have prepared us to address. So let us continue seeking out solutions that stand to change the world for the better. Thank you.
Thank you, Zachary, for those inspiring words. I would now like to welcome to the podium Mr. Russ Stuckel, who will introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Katie Huff.
I was giddy when I got to connect with Dr. Huff. Actually, when I first saw the announcement of the appointment that she had in her current position as Assistant Secretary for Nuclear Engineering, I said, wait, what? A TAMS student in charge of nuclear energy for the United States of America? And I gave pause for a second and said, oh gosh, please help us. When you look back into Katie's life, which embarrassingly we've been doing all day long, I mean, I've been parading her around campus, introducing her to as many people on campus to say, look how impressive our TAMS graduates can be. Look how professionally accomplished they can be. You need to invest in the TAMS program. When Katie was here, sorry, I'm going to tell these secrets. She had purple hair. She was president of the Academy Players, which is our theater group. She was moderately interested in math and science while she was here. She came from Cat Springs, Texas, which I tried to Google the population during the prelude, and it's either so small that Google couldn't find it or I couldn't have internet access in this building. But she came from a very small community to get to the TAMS experience. While at TAMS, she was able to wiggle herself into, and this is an attestament to TAMS spirit, into a lab at Los Alamos in New Mexico. She applied, was qualified, and selected. It wasn't until she arrived and they said, wait, you're not 18 yet? Oh, we're going to have to redo our systems to admit such a brilliant youngster into our program. From TAMS, she went to the University of Chicago and got a Bachelor of Arts in Physics. From the University of Chicago, she was a graduate researcher at the Argonne National Laboratories and then went on to do her PhD work at the University of Wisconsin in nuclear engineering. She's been researching prior to that at Los Alamos at the Neutron Science during her TAMS years. She was a research assistant at Universidad de Chile. She was a research assistant at Kavli Institute for Cosmological Physics. She interned at the Idaho National Laboratory for Advanced Nuclear Energy Systems. She is well accomplished. Once she got her PhD, she did a postdoc at Berkeley in California, working for the Institute of Data Science, Nuclear Science, and Security Consortium. She then was an assistant professor at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and then appointed as the Deputy Assistant Secretary for Office of Nuclear Energy, and then a senior advisor, and now the Secretary for Nuclear Energy for the United States. Assistant Secretary. She says she got hooked on it when her dad took her on a field trip to A&M and she saw her first nuclear reactor. I thought, well, what a field trip for a dad. Hey, come look at this nuclear reactor. Please welcome Dr. Katie Huff.
Congratulations, class of 2023. And has already been said, congratulations to the supporters around you in this room. Parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, guardians, chosen family and friends, congratulations to you as well. You know, I know that you're probably all very tired from packing up your stuff, staying up late for final exams, and everything it took for the last 2 years to get to this half marathon point. Of course, you all know what I mean by a half marathon. This celebration of your high school graduation is itself an incredible, important milestone, but it is just that, one milestone on a much longer run. You've completed high school while simultaneously completing 2 years of college, and for most of you, there are at least 2 more years of education remaining. I myself proceeded from this place to embark on 4 years of college, 5 years of graduate school, 3 years of a postdoctoral research experience, and then 5 years as a faculty member before being appointed by the President and Senate confirmed to oversee, as Russ said, the civil nuclear energy in the United States and the research and development endeavor that we do as a federal government. I expect you will do even more than all that, and perhaps will become even more overeducated. I'm grateful to Russ, Dean Oliveira, Provost McPherson, and everyone else for the honor to speak today. It's brought me incredible joy to experience the nostalgia bombs of walking around campus today. I got to see McConnell Hall today for the first time in 19 years. I graduated in 2004, and it hasn't changed much, but it looks great. And, and you look great, as you should. You know, that's as it should be, because you are very special. After all, TAMS selected you 2 years ago, the big fish from many small ponds across Texas, and then TAMS brought you to this aquarium of other big fish. Hopefully you've been nurtured and supported and enabled after having been brought together. I hope you've tested your wits against the collegiate work, tested your personalities against each other, and tested your independence here in an almost real world in a college campus, far from your parents and families, far, very far in many cases. Having taken courses well beyond any standard high school curriculum and engaged in discourse at the high school level, you are already among the top half of the most educated people on this planet. And yet, here you are embarking on the most serious part of your education as you advance into new adventures. If every one of those humans across this planet had similar educational opportunities, I'm certain we would have had many more Einsteins by now. And so while you are very special, having been selected and having worked hard to complete it, I'd like to implore you today to recognize that you are not self-made, that the support of the people around you, the support of the institution created here for you by the people of the state of Texas, the University of North Texas, the generosity of donors, the faculty, the staff, and the families that have been devoted to this endeavor have built a hill, and they have pulled you up that hill so that your potential energy is as high as possible. Here you are at the top of that hill, and I implore you to not say you've pulled yourself up by your bootstraps all by yourself. You had committed early stage investors, and while those investors do want what's best for you, it is also a choice you can make right now to commit yourself to ensuring a return on those investments, because from those to whom much is given, much is expected. So in recognition of the public resources you've benefited from and the incredible advantages provided to you, I hope you will commit to doing as much good as you possibly can in the brief time that remains in your ultramarathon. To help with this goal, I have 3 pieces of advice. First, I recommend, it's a bit silly, but defining a life purpose today and updating it regularly. Mine at the moment is that I would like to be a trusted scientist, encouraging communities to take part in a clean energy future for our world. It sounds incredibly cheesy. But recalling this phrase helps to underpin many of my decisions, and I make a lot of decisions. It took extensive overeducation to become a trusted scientist and a massive stroke of luck to be in the current position, which does allow me to engage a world of communities on the future of energy. Your path, too, will involve a great deal of work and luck and a lot of decisions. So defining a life purpose to include service to the public good can be a first step in intentionally paving a pathway to the positive impacts that your investors are hoping for. So while the ideal impact on public good will mean something different to each of you, for the record, I do not recommend you define your life purpose in alignment with the unbridled pursuit of capitalism, the fomenting of war, or the dismantling of democracy. Choose your own path, but I'll say the TAMsters that I know, they help lead Code for America. They're human rights lawyers. They're neuroscientists. They're parents. You won't go wrong if you end up just like them. But whatever you do, I have 2 pieces of advice remaining on how to do it well. These approaches have worked for me, and while I can't guarantee that they'll work for you, they are what I have to offer. First, I recommend that you use every opportunity to sharpen your wits and refine your critical analysis skills. Carl Sagan called this your baloney detection kit. Your scientific mind is already well prepared to dissect and critically analyze facts and information put before you, to understand their integrity, their truth, their honesty, and their importance. You can develop this skill every single day with every new piece of information you get. And when possible, you can throw yourself into the challenge of wrangling intellectually with the very best work of others. This will hone the sharpest cognitive tool that you can possibly have in your toolbox, and it will thrive on your scientific minds. No computer in my lifetime, ChatGPT enabled or otherwise, will be better at BS detection than a well-exercised human scientific mind. So I encourage you to cultivate this capability. Go to the library, do your homework, read and read and read some more, ask questions in class, go to office hours, ask professors the harder questions, and have real deep conversations with everyone you meet. Talk to everyone from every walk of life, every place, every perspective, every precision. This will give you lots of new information to refine the calibrations on your BS detector. But talking to everyone is also at the core of my second piece of advice on how to do what you do well. That is, I encourage you to work very hard to soften the sharpest edges of your personality, to grind down your sharp elbows and smooth the rough spots in your way of interacting with other people. Everything in the academic and professional system of today drives toward aggressive, competitive accomplishment. The system can often encourage forsaking sleep for that accomplishment, forsaking friendships, kindness, and even your integrity. But those trade-offs are a false choice. You must rise above all of that, because a true success comes not only from your academic, professional, and scientific achievements, but also from whether anyone cares about them and whether you are happy. To become more kind, more collaborative, more generous, and flexible, you must find empathy and be open to all manner of human interaction. Your wit and intelligence are important, but the work of a kind person will be disseminated much farther than that of a cruel one. And the efforts of a collaborative person will be much better supported than one who works alone. So most importantly, though, human connection is essential for happiness. So be like ocean glass. Your personality may begin like a piece of broken glass with edges that can cut accidentally if handled. But if you throw yourself into the ocean and you interact with those rolling rocks and waves, that glass becomes smooth, polished, elegant, and pleasant to hold. So while the whole notion of advice is suspect due to the well-known phenomenon of survivorship bias, and anecdotal evidence should not pass the filter of your baloney detection kit, I will share that in my own career, I had lots of opportunities to sharpen my critical analysis skills. And a life in academia does mean that my BS detector is very good. But my personality took more work. I softened it mostly by living as much as possible, surrounded by myriad other people. I got used to being surrounded by people at TAMS, and in college I shared apartments with more and more roommates. By the time I was in graduate school, I was living with 30 people in 30-person vegan cooperative houses. Living in a 30-person hippie co-op has its upsides and its downsides, but in retrospect, even many of the downsides were upsides. Specifically, attempting to reach consensus across 30 people about the preferred farm from which to get our cabbages is an exercise in consensus building and cooperation and collaboration and kindness and friendship and flexibility and, in fact, quite a lot of charm. One cannot build consensus on strategy and intelligence alone. Logic does not always help. It turns out that for me, the only path to truly accepting this fact was to sit through 3-hour Robert's Rules meetings on Sunday afternoons and with 29 other vegan co-opers between the ages of 2 and 73 determine where to buy that cabbage. So through meaningful engagement with other humans, one can go well beyond tolerance and enter into empathy and partnership, even with people with whom you vastly, deeply, fundamentally disagree on core topics of ethics and principle and policy. This skill has obviously been quite useful to me in DC. If you can balance the sharpening of your BS detector while smoothing the rough edges of your personality, and if you can tie it to a life purpose that's meaningful to you, I think you will have a much better shot at leveraging the incredible, unparalleled head start that you have to make a profound impact of good on the world. Now, it's possible this advice won't work for you. As noted, we discussed the survivorship bias issue. So here's some advice that is more likely to work for everyone because it's based in science. To the fullest extent, I encourage you to minimize all-nighters, drinking alcohol, and binge-watching bad TV. Any of the 3 of these things can and will damage your brain. So, to wrap it up, congratulations on your half marathon. I wish you luck on the miles to come. I hope that you know that you are profoundly special. You should be proud. And I expect you to pay it forward using your advantages to make a positive impact. To be the best at giving back, I hope you will get good at thinking critically and really good at empathy. But if none of that works, at least get some sleep. Thank you.
For your words, we have some TAMS paraphernalia for you on your trip home. She actually flew in from Abu Dhabi yesterday for this event today. Yeah. So. While today focuses on the TAMS graduates, I want to remind you that Sunday is an important day to focus on somebody else. So I'm going to ask graduates to get up and applaud your mothers, because Mother's Day is Sunday. Don't forget. Be here without them. All right, sit down. These students stand when I call your name. Radia, go ahead and stand up. There you go. Rushi, Arthur, Ria, Madison, Sophia, Harish, Christelle, Phoebe, Zach, Neha, Stephanie, Brandy, and James. These are students that are symbolizing the Gold Cord Award. It's an active citizenship for the Academy. Students seek the Gold Cord, must participate in community service from the time they arrive their first semester through the final spring months of their second semester. The goal of the program is to encourage students to implement community service to their weekly schedules while at TAMS. To apply, a student must minimally have 100 hours of community service by early April of the second year and a cumulative GPA of 2.5. The application on reflection of service is the key that turns them over the hump of being selected. The applicants were evaluated by a committee comprised of TAMS students and TAMS staff. In the program, it's noted that these students are receiving a Gold Cord today. When I mention those other numbers, it's almost comical when we put standards in front of our students. So remember, they had to have 100 hours to be applicable for this award. The average with the students you see in front of you was 148. The GPA was supposed to be 325. The average GPA of the students standing, 388. The hours just of these students in front of you totals over 3,127 hours. Please again join me in recognizing you. On the final page of the program are 3 honors that we also recognize: academic distinction based on GPA, and students that have completed the requirements for each of these honors are identified in the electronic program. Please join me in congratulating those students for earning the Gold Cord Award and the Academic Distinction Award. I know, before I turn it over to you, you have to let me digress. Because Mother's Day is on Sunday, I couldn't help but make this easy transition. I want to recognize the hall staff that's here today. Zach mentioned them in his speech. Where are they? I can't see them. Ah, there they are. Yes, please join me in recognizing their efforts. They've been checking in students. They've been driving students and taking them. They help students pick up mattresses even, so. Thank you. Please welcome Dr. De Oliveira back to the lectern.
Thank you, Russ. It is indeed teamwork that brought us to this point right now. So at this time, will the marshals please lead the class of 2023 to the stage? Officers and dignitaries on the stage are happy to congratulate you with a handshake when you cross the stage, and families, please remain in your seat and enjoy watching each student receiving their respective diplomas. We will take a photo of your student on stage and provide it to you later through our website at no cost. If you must take photos, please turn off your flash and remain on your seats. In addition, there will be several stations in the lobby for you to take photos after the ceremony. While the students are being marshaled, I'll give you a little bit of a background here. In the 1980s, Dr. Julian Stanley, at Johns Hopkins scholar at the Center for Talented Youth, had been envisioning how to combine lessons from educational studies over the years into what could be the best possible environment for talented teenagers to experience intellectual and professional growth. Dr. Stanley's dream was embraced by Dr. James Miller, the Dean of the College of Education right here at UNT. He developed a proposal for a residential STEM academy at UNT, where high-achieving students of high school age would take advanced college classes, conduct research, and have a residential experience that would foster personal growth and develop leadership skills. This academy was to offer the best possible holistic education to these students with interest in STEM fields. The president of the university was Dr. Alfred Hurley. He engaged the legislature, who passed a statute on June 23rd, 1987. And the rest is history. TAMS was created 36 years ago, welcomed its first class on campus in 1988, and we are now celebrating our 34th graduating class. This class has done very well in STEM in many areas, in spite of the many challenges that students faced. These students bounced back from COVID, came to TAMS, and demonstrated resiliency and creativity. And you have maintained our long-standing tradition of being contributive through scholarship and service, and being an amazingly supportive and welcoming community. We are very proud of you, class of 2023. At this junction, I invite Dr. McPherson, Dr. Duban, Ms. Van, and other faculty members on the platform to join me in receiving the class of 2023 while Mr. Stuckel introduces the graduates.
Zachary Lee, the TAMS Ballot Director of Events, the UNT Student Government Association Center, and the People's Choice Award at the TAMS Fair. Ruchir Adewala. Kalyan Adekari. Sri Akina, a cricket founder and captain, two-time VEX Robotics Competition World Qualifier, Red Cross Regional Power Business Intelligence Coordinator. Shreya Alamapurapu, two-time International Science and Engineering Fair finalist, co-authored 2 research papers, and the Research Organization Executive. Samhita Anapidi. Sriram Ayalavarapu, 3-time Presidential Volunteer Service Award Gold recipient, McConnell Hall Association Treasurer and co-founder of Pokyrus. Aniket Alayuri. Jaeyoung Jennifer Beck, Intelligence Community Head and Assistant Branch Manager, 3-semester President's List, and the UNT Math Lab Tutor. Hanson Bai. Aishwarya Balaji, President's Volunteer Service Award recipient, top 10 finisher in the Distributive Education Clubs of America International Career Development Conference, and a UNT President's List Award recipient. Akanch Bandaru, TAMS tennis captain, treasurer of TAMS Invent Universal Change, Collegiate Distributive Education Clubs of America Entrepreneurship State Champion. Nicholas Batten, Summer Research Scholarship recipient for Biochemistry Research, TAMS Outreach Committee Head, and the TAMS Gardening Committee Head. Radia Barma. Etosh Bott, the TAMS Early Summer Researcher, a 2022 Scholars Day participant, and a member of the UNT President's List. Diraj Daya Binijanipale. Ruchi Birur, a senior mentor, co-authored research paper accepted into the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, Engineering in Medicine and Biology Conference. Elias Brown. Aquila Buchanan. Kelly Camacho, mathematics researcher, ambassador, outreach coordinator, and founder of the TAMS Club de Hispanos. Cameron Cow. This way, Cameron. There you go. Utharf Chagi, the TAMS Ambassador Executive, a senior mentor, and the TAMS Academic Society math tutor. Dhruv Chananan. Daisy Chang. Adam Chen. Satvik Chepyala, TAMS Business Organization Executive. Isaac Choi. Ryan Cox. Nikhil Demra. Lynn Ding, an Ignite worship leader, the Vibe Dance Club performance head. Siddharth Dash. Jay Dutla, the sports club president, a basketball captain, and a speech and debate captain. Ria Devar, second place in the 2022 Scholars Day Research Paper Competition, and the Doc Fusion Bollywood Captain and Certified BollieX Instructor. Rupesh Dinakaran, the TAMS Medical Society President, a Senior Mentor, and the TAMS Tamil Society Head. Belinda Dong, a Senior Mentor, and a 3-time American Invitational Mathematics Examination Qualifier. James Isaac Escobar. Miss Ariana Fa. Gabriela Facunle, a finalist for the Lewis Stokes Congressional Black Caucus Foundation Scholarship, a College Board National Recognition Program in the African American Recognition Award, a scholar in the Transformational Leaders Program at the University of Notre Dame. Ariana Fatayar, UNT President's List, UNT Women's Lacrosse Captain, and the TAMS Eagles Scholarship recipient. William Flitchbaugh, UNT President's List, and completed 100 hours of tutoring his peers. Abraham Goudet, Treasurer of the TAMS Student Council, Research Fellow in Computer Architecture, and the President's Volunteer Service Award Gold Cord recipient. Dorothy Gambiro, 50 hours making hats at Passing Hats Committee Head, the recipient of TAMS Alumni Scholarship and a recipient of the TAMS Class of 1996 Scholarship. Daisy Gann, National Center for Women in Technology 2023 Regional Award in Aspiration, the 2022 Texas Science and Engineering State Fair finalist in Mathematics, and a Visual Arts Scholastic Event State finalist. Shritha Gayoithi, top 10 at the Distributed Educational Clubs of America International Career Development Conference, Texas UNICEF Congressional Youth Advocate. Tiffany G, awarded an undergraduate research fellowship, earned the highest possible rating at the Visual Arts Scholastic Event. Carmina Gandhi, TAMS Medical Society Volunteer Coordinator, first place in the Fort Worth Regional Science Fair Molecular Biology Miles Foundation recipient, and the National French Honor Society recipient. Anish Goel, a senior mentor, one of the Doc Fusion dancers. Meta Golapudi, a TAMS Academic Society Secretary, a senior mentor, and a member of the Society of Women Engineers, next committee head. Monisha Gopalakrishnan, UNT President's List, published an article on the xenotransplantation in UNT TAMS Medical Magazine Stethoscope, conducted research on computational genomics in Dr. Rajiv Azad's lab. Sai Pranavi Gumululu, TAMS Project Smile Committee Coordinator, co-head of TAMS Little Leaps, and a biochemistry researcher. Dristi Gupta, TAMS Computer Science Organizational Logistics Director, American Chemical Society, Chicago Fall of 2022 conference presenter, and published a paper in the Elsevier Computational and Theoretical Chemistry. Phoebe Hahn, the social coordinator for the Hope Organization, recipient of the Tom Weiner Student Life Scholarship Award, and the Wally and Anna Joe Chinese Professional Club Scholarship recipient. Sachi Hansalia, TAMS Computer Science Organization Volunteer Director, STAR Summer Research Program at UT Southwestern, and a member of the President's List. Justin Howe, Jonathan Huh, Francis Hill, President of Profile and a committee head of Elm Fork. Laura Hua, Ambassador's Marketing Coordinator, Volunteer Director for Girl Up, and a researcher in materials chemistry studying metal organic frameworks. William Hua, Madison Huang, Ambassador's Business and Technology Executive, a Congressional App Challenge winner, and a National Merit finalist. Sarah Jacob, the Vice President of DOCT, the McConnell Hall Association Vice President, and the TAMS Medical Society Outreach Committee Head. Sophia Jacob, the Vice President of the TAMS Academic Society, a National Merit Finalist, and a researcher in Dr. Atkinson's Chemistry Education Lab. Samuel Jacob, National Merit Finalist, the TAMS Academic Society Tutoring Coordinator, and the American Invitational Mathematics Examination Qualifier. Meta Jane, awarded third place at the Texas Junior Academy of Science Research Competition, received the Presidential Award for completing 100 hours of service at the Perot Museum and co-authored a publication in Dr. Rajiv Azad's lab. Varun Jalapati. Parth Jamgadanya. Harish Jawahar, the most prolific smith in the UNT blade smithing and a National Merit Finalist. Ellen Jitko, undergraduate researcher in Dr. Vanessa Marcia's lab, TAMS Fellowship for the Advancement of Cultural Education as Students Vice President, and 100+ hours of community service. Samarth Kapoor, Junior Engineering Technological Society Co-Director of Competitions and a researcher at the Minnie Medicine Laboratory at UNT. Parth Kankran. Lavanya Kata. Yusuf Khalid. Ada Koja presented research at the Association for Educational Communications and Technology, the Assistant Director for Theater Denton Production, and the Yearbook Director for Replay. Tracy Kong, the Junior Engineering Technical Society Community Service Director and a National Merit Finalist. Alice Kim. Abigail Kim, State Music Theory Gold Medalist and a Dole War Secretary and Treasurer. Rishi Konara, the Hope Vice President. Ashuto Srikrishnan, the Fall 2021 President's List Award. Banu Kunam. Darham Kundi, the TAMS Business Organizational Executive and the Speech and Debate Captain. Crystal Lee. Phoebe Lee, a National Merit Finalist, an Ambassador Communications Coordinator, and the Director of Operations for Driving Tomorrow. Sean Lee. Helen Lee, the Vice President of Mu Alpha Theta, the 2022 recipient of the Anil Svelanta Krishnan Exceptional Student Scholarship, 3-time UNT President's List recipient. Jalen Lee. Alicia Lynn, MathWorks Honors Summer Camp Counselor in Texas State University, 4-time American Invitational Mathematics Examination Qualifier, a co-author of 2 academic papers, and a presenter at the academic conferences. Olivia Liu, member of the Bioinformatics Lab, a National Merit Finalist, and the captain of the volleyball team. Austin Liu, first for Inspirational Recognition of Science and Technology Robotics World Championship Hall of Fame, 500 hours of volunteer hours, and second Student Design Network Computing Edge Competition honorable mention recipient. Kevin Liu, undergraduate researcher fellowship recipient. Mallory McKay. Rohit Maheshwari, TAMS Web Development Committee Head, USA Computing Olympiad Gold Division, the American Invitational Mathematics Examination Qualifier. Avik Maladi, TAMS Computer Science Organization President. Suriksha Mararabju, two-time recipient of the Summer Research Scholarship and Undergraduate Research Fellowship, co-authored 2 papers about the codependence of biomedical engineering and artificial intelligence, Presidential Volunteer Service Gold Award recipient. Anish Mazumder, placed 3rd at the 2023 Texas Science and Engineering Fair in Biochemistry, the 2022 Welch Summer Scholar and recipient for the Patel Foundation Scholarship and the 2022 Bank of America Student Leader Award. Arnav Mazumder, Director of Education for the TAMS Artificial Intelligence Society, Research Fellow in Computational Physics, Distributive Education Clubs of America Entrepreneurship State Champion. Neve Mera. Ananya Mukund, National Lincoln Douglas Debate Title Holder, Texas State Forensics Association Debate Qualifier, and a member of the President's List. Vaneeth Murugan, the Hope Treasurer and a Senior Mentor. Neha Nagaraj John, Director of the Vidya Vikas School of Dance, research presented and published with the American Physiological Society and the Junior States of America Committee Head. Shreya Neur, International Science and Engineer Fair finalist, a 2-time American Junior Academy Science, Texas Junior Academy Science National Grand Prize winner for research, and a Genes in Space National semifinalist. Gauri Nadan, 2022 NASA STEM Enhancement and Earth Science intern, presented research at the 2023 Joint Mathematics Meetings and a TAMS Alumni Association Scholarship recipient. Ananthan Nagaranan, Top 100 Entrepreneurship Project and internationally in the Blue Ocean Entrepreneurship Competition, 3rd place in the Distributive Education Clubs of American State for Creating Your Own Business category. Manas Navale, Kendra Nelson, Sohan Pagnis, TAMS Medical Society Treasurer and the TAMS Cricket Captain. Jayant Narasimha Pundith, TAMS Transformers Robotics Engineer of the Month, hosted TEDx Youth at TAMS and a 2-time International Science and Engineering Fair finalist. Priya Patel, Jay Patel, President of Hope and a member of the President's List. Ruhi Patel, a Senior Mentor, Committee Head for the TAMS Psychology Association and a Committee Head for the TAMS Gardening Club. Tanvi Patel, Eric Peng, Avigna Funibatlu, and an executive with Doror. Grace Duong Trong Phi, United States Earth Science Olympiad national finalist and a medalist for the Rensselaer competition. Shreya Piliamari presented research at the Texas Junior Academy of Sciences, a committee head for passing hats and an emergency medical training certified. Ria Pukulangara presented at the Fort Worth Museum of Science and History Infinity Festival, two-time recipient of the Undergraduate Research Fellowship. Brooke Kiao, a senior mentor. Arya Raju, president of Project Smile. Emmanuel Roy, director of competition for ballot and a rose cutting speaker. Ovi Saha, Bonnie Kaur Sandhu, a National Merit finalist, TAMS Business Organization President and the Assistant Marketing Director at North Texas Television, completed Girl Scout Bronze, Silver, and Gold Awards, and a 4-time Presidential Service Award Gold recipient. Vishal Satish, there we go, a NASA Aerospace Scholar. Simali Shah, TAMS Medical Society Vice President and a Girl Scout Gold Award recipient. Jathan Pranav Singaraladu, 2023 Barry M. Goldwater Scholar, TAMS Research Organization Vice President and the Karat Bawija Memorial Scholarship recipient. Neha Singarabelan, International Science and Engineering Fair finalist, a solo pianist at the Carnegie Hall, TAMS Academic Society Biology Committee Head. Anshuman Singhal, Sneha Sinha, co-authored 7 publications and a presenter for the American Chemical Society International. Sophia Song, Helena Song, symposium organizer for Girls Surge into STEM, silver medalist recipient for the Texas State Solo Ensemble, and a member of the UNT President's List. Mahati Sriji, Forensic Science and Criminal Justice Club Treasurer and a committee head for the Bike Share. Kristen Style, Tamale Research Experience for undergraduates. Lalita Subramanian, Dalbert Sun, Remy Swan, Theater Director for Profile, tutored students in Tajikistan in English as part of a global virtual school and a member of the UNT President's List. Shrish Talapanini, 2-time U.S. Biology Olympiad National Semifinalist, UNT Club Tennis Logistics and Tournament Coordinator, and the President's Volunteer Service Award Gold recipient. Jess Tan, UNT President's List, the TAMS Sports Club Events Coordinator, and she published an article in UNT's 3rd edition of Stethoscope. Carolyn Tang, President of VIBE, Fellowship for the Advancement of Cultural Education of Students, Marketing Coordinator. Morgan Kennedy Tanner, English teacher for Hope Global Virtual School Committee and President of the TAMS Black Student Union. Madav Thamaran. Harsini Thunga Rajmahunli, TAMS Medical Society Events Coordinator, TAMS Girl Up Vice President, and a Senior Mentor. Oops. Jeremiah Thomas, Yearbook Club Communications Director, Website Development Community Head, and a recipient of the TAMS Alumni Award Scholarship. Caleb Tian, First Place Team 2022 National Amazon Web Service Deep Racer Tournament. Conducted research in the Mixer Lab developing VEGS, an immersive virtual screening for age-related cognitive disorders, and a National Merit finalist. Neha Tumadi, coordinated with several local organizations to fundraise for Alzheimer's research. Conducted research in the field of genetics in relationship to plant biology. Sahiti Upalapati, Girl Scout Gold, Silver, and Bronze Award recipient, and a 4-time Presidential Volunteer Service Award recipient. Yugendra Ulapati, 2-time UNT President's List and a UNT Dean's List, Spring 2022. Advika Varathid Rajan, President of Girl Up, a Senior Mentor, and a Committee Head for the Denton Nursing Home. Vaid Belor, Shrima Vijay Kumar, UNT Distributed Educational Clubs of America President, a Senior Mentor, USA Archery Regional Elite Development Team alum. Vincent Rarasan, Catherine Wong, President of the TAMS Academic Society, Vice President of the Vibe Dance Club, and a semifinalist with the USA Biology Olympiad. Julia Wong, 100 hours for adults with autism in the Lou Michael Outreach Campaign, a silver medalist in the 2022 International Keyboard Odyssean Competition, winner for original song in the Robbie Hall's Personal Expression Contest. Lillian Wong, Math Prize for Girls participant, Math Illy participant, and the TAMS Computer Science Organization exec. Jordan Watanabe, Audrey Marie Webb, worked exhibited in the Cora Stanford Gallery at UNT College of Visual Arts and Design. Jade Patricia Webb, National Scholarship Art and Writing Silver Medalist and a Student Government Association at-large Senator. Emily Wu, Josh Wu, Stephanie Shah, founder and president of the TAMS Include, winner of the 2022 Congressional App Challenge, and a committee head for the TAMS Computer Science Organization. Nora Xiao, Nepal Foundation Award for Neuroscience Research, Steve and Kathy Weiner Scholarship for Computational Research, and an early summer researcher. Daniel Xiao, 3-time UNT President's List, completed over 110 volunteer hours, and a researcher in Dr. McCann's Mixer Lab. Brandy Xie, Ocean Xie, Rushi Yalamanchili, Mr. James Yang, Chelsea Yang, a committee head for the Hope Library. Neil Yautz. Miles Zhang. Sophia Zhang, president of the TAMS Research Organization, published material science, computational oncology, and computational cardiology researcher, first grand prize winner in natural sciences at the Texas Junior Academy of Science. Kevin Zhang. Kelly Zhou, TAMS Computer Science Organization Hackathon Director, Special Events Coordinator for TAMS Ignite, and the 2022 Congressional App Challenge Award winner. Last but not least, Tony Zhu, Junior Engineering Technological Society President, a senior mentor, and a committee head for Shiloh Fields. Join me in recognizing these outstanding graduates.
Well, congratulations again. Can't believe that 2 years just flew by, right? Well, starting with your selection for admission to TAMS, we had little doubt of your future success. As much as we cannot know the future, Zachary, but indications were very strong. Although some of you may have made our academic advisors work a little harder, we were very confident. We consistently admit very, very capable students, and sometimes we reject extremely impressive students. When I mention that we have turned away some students with a perfect SAT, it's not a joke. That is the truth. That is to say that you brought your talent and good academic foundation to TAMS, and I like to think that here you found opportunities to further develop intellectually through rigorous courses, research experiences, and stimulating exchanges of ideas amongst yourselves. I'm not sure that every thought was worth exchanging, but you did share some good and creative ideas with each other. Sometimes I say that TAMS is where talent meets opportunity, and I believe you experienced that. There is no question in my mind that this class, like your predecessors, will leave its own mark on the world through positive contributions, as Dr. Huff and others have done before you. You will have distinguished careers like previous TAMS students did, who have excelled as professors, inventors, engineers, entrepreneurs, lawyers, judges, investors, and whatever you find to be the right fit for you. If you attended seminar, I think you might recall that in the past, TAMSters who did not find a field that fit them ended up actually creating a whole new field that was the right thing for them to be able to make a difference and contribute to the body of knowledge and to serve humanity. The same will be true of many of you. Yes, your intellect and the opportunities you have already had point to the likelihood of a tremendous future for each of you. But remember that we were looking for more than intelligence when we selected you. And we wanted to offer more than the development of the mind. Our goal was to offer you a holistic education, and I believe we have done that. A holistic education challenges you to develop as a person so that students who enter the academy as teenagers leave as young adults of character who value other individuals, make ethical decisions, develop leadership and communication skills, and adopt a mindset of service. Again, I can point to many of your predecessors who are known for their generosity, kindness, and selflessness. And I am confident that this class as well will make the world a better place, not only because of your ingenuity and creativity, but also because of your values. Not only because of your heads, but because of your hearts. In the last 2 years, you learned to value and respect others while living with people who were very different from you, with different worldviews, politics, culture, ethnicity, and religion. You enjoyed a great deal of unity in spite of these differences. In fact, most alums tell me that what was most memorable about their experience in TAMS was not the amazing things they learned and developed in a lab, although those things were very memorable, but rather what was most memorable was the community and the lifelong friends they developed. I trust that you will carry what you learned in classrooms and labs and in McConnell Hall, where magic happens, as we often say, that you will carry these lessons with you and that your interactions will make a difference in this very polarized world. I'm proud of you, proud of how you've developed as human beings while at TAMS, and I'm proud of what you have accomplished already, including this milestone of graduating from TAMS. So congratulations again, class of 2023. Now, we will transition to a portion of the ceremony that many of you have been waiting for. And when I was coming in, a couple of you were looking for your tassel, and I had to let you know that if you don't have your tassel today, you have to stay one more year. But now we are going to have this segment where we are going to pay attention to the tassel that is going to be moved. The tassel should be on your right side. If it is on the left already, you jump the gun. So turning your tassel to the left will symbolize the conclusion of your academic endeavors at TAMS. We have a tradition for this part of the ceremony that symbolizes the fact that in TAMS we have a strong sense of community. So students collaborate and help each other. So rather than having each of you move your own tassel to the left, we'll ask that you do that for each other. So we'll have each of you facing another student, and I think we have an odd number of students, so we'll have to figure this out. So at this point, I'm going to ask all of you to stand up. And all of you on the first row, please turn around, and you will be facing up here. Those of you on the third row, please turn around, and fifth and seventh, and so forth. So everyone should be facing a pier towards the end. It might not work perfectly, but I'm sure you can figure out to look at someone next to you if need be. And at the end, if we have an odd number of people, one of you will turn the tassel for 2 different people. So now, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Move your friend's tassel. And you're free to celebrate. Good job. Congratulations. Well done. And all the RAs told me you couldn't follow instructions. No, well done. Well, congratulations to our graduates. Please remain at your seats until the conclusion of the processional. We will now lead our newest class of TAMS alumni.